Let me know when I have to start, right?
Yes, I think we are live. Hello everyone. It's indeed inspiring to see you back again. Welcome back to Data Fest. Data Fest is the celebration of our 8th Foundation Day. So under Data Fest, we have organized various events such as boot camps, hackathons, competitions, and guest lectures by industry experts. In the Data Fest, so far we have completed boot camps on Python, SQL, R programming language, big data technologies such as Hadoop, Hive, Scoop, Flink. And today itself, we have had two guest lectures, one on communication and one on artificial intelligence and its career perspectives. I hope you all are having a great learning experience. For those who were not able to attend our previous sessions or boot camps, the recordings are available on our YouTube channel. So in this particular guest lecture this particular guest lecture is on smart cities and career pathways. The session will be delivered by Mr. Vikram Singh Mains. He has experience of more than 10 years in information communication technology domain. He is currently handling accounts of data centers, smart cities, safe cities, income tax, police departments, and PSUs. He also handled project implementation and CRM in government domain. He also published numerous papers. He likes cycling, swimming. He also loves to travel and singing. He also composed a few songs. Without further ado, let me welcome Vikram Sir and request him to start with the session. Over to you, Vikram Sir.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Suyog. Thanks for the introduction. So I'll directly come to the topic. Okay. So smart cities is a quite a known topic in India, and Indian government has taken a good initiative, and they have started it. I think if we'll go around 2015, 14 or 15, this concept came into the picture, and since then, lot of effort has gone from government, from the industry to see the reality of smart cities. Okay, and like I have closely worked with a lot of government entities, and I really appreciate the way. See, normally we keep on thinking that okay, government is making bridge, government is making roads, and government is installing some smart lights, some Wi-Fi, some CCTVs they are doing. But trust, there is a lot of hard work which is going at the back end. So first thing first, government, when they started this initiative, nothing was done in a haphazard way, and a proper public consultation was held. So if you recall, around 2015, there was a competition organized among cities itself, in which they were asked to prepare the proposal that why do they need smart cities and what they will do out of smart cities. So various cities have competed. They have given so they have done public, and there was scoring were like parameter. One of the scoring parameter for the assessment was public consultation, that have you taken acknowledgement and guidance and suggestion from the public, what should be deployed in their city. So a lot of cities participated, and out of these cities, 100 cities were selected, and again out of those 100 cities, fundings were allocation to first 20 cities. And so this is the whole framework, like how government worked upon this. Now let's directly go to the architecture. Okay, or so basically I'll not say architecture. This is how component perspective a smart city looks like. Okay, so the brain of any smart city, if you can see my cursor hovering, yeah, my cursor is visible, right? Okay, so if you will see any smart city, major brain is behind this command control center, and this command control center is linked with the data center. So in data center, we have got all the intelligence and I would say all the software, hardware, and all the mindset of the smart city lies in this data center. This data center captures the data from the city and it displays it to the authority for taking quick decisions based on what is happening on the field. Okay, so if you will see this red wire, you can see this red color line which is running through the slide. So this is nothing but a connectivity medium. Okay, so if I'll see connectivity medium, it could be, you can also see some wireless thing over here, right? So this connectivity medium could be wired or could be wireless. So normally what happens for high bandwidth consuming applications, we try to keep it on the wired basis, because data is valuable if it is real time. If it is not real time, then like it cannot be used up to mark. So how it happens, so I'll give you example. Applications like video consumption, like video consuming, they are high bandwidth applications. So what is normally done as a practice, they are connected by optical fiber cable media. Okay, and other applications, like if I have to say, okay, smart light. Okay, smart light. So in smart light, what we do, that smart light is sending only data, how much voltage it is consuming and how much capacity it is running at. Like if some light is 100 watts, so from command control center I can give the instruction that, okay, make it make it glow up to only 70% of its capacity, or maybe 20% of its capacity. So this is how, which is a low bandwidth consuming application, right? So I'll let me explain line by line. So if you'll see this middle mesh, okay, this is how a fiber is deployed. So there is a methodology how fiber is deployed into a city. Okay, normally we see we cut down city into two rings, and they are consolidating at one at data center and one at the disaster recovery center. So normally what we do, we have a data center and we have a DR, disaster recovery center. Like in case of any calamity, any disaster, then this DR will help. Okay, and normally this is kept in a different seismic zone, but based on city's budget requirement, sometimes they take a call to keep it at a separate place, but not in a different seismic zone. Okay, so if you'll see these green lines, this is a major core ring. This will divide city into two halves. Okay, and if you'll see these red dots, they are the routers. Okay, these routers are further spreading the fiber to major streets of the city. So this is like normally fiber deployment looks, you must have seen that roads are getting dug and fiber is getting, underground fiber is getting deployed. So there is a reason, there is a lot of I would say planning, because see, I'll tell you one example. What was happening, we were deploying optical fiber cable under the ground, and there was a gas pipeline which is also dug under the ground. Okay, so before doing any fiber deployment, we used to do a survey by a metallic radar. Okay, it is called GPR, ground probe radio. It is run over the surface where fiber deployment is planned, because we cannot put fiber in the middle of the road, right? It has to be deployed on the roadside. And normally on the roadside, sometimes there are electrical wire ducts, sometimes there are I would say gas pipelines are there, sometimes water pipelines, drainage lines are there, right? Sometimes sewerage lines are there. So this GPR will tell you exact positioning and exact depth of these utility pipelines. Okay, in one terms they are called utility pipelines. So once I am aware of the position of these pipelines, I know where I have to dig and where I don't have to dig. And for the emergency services, like if some gas pipeline is there, then so government has allocated representative for every pipeline, and they have given the numbers also, that before digging, please call at this number. So suppose we are doing some in Delhi, we have a Indraprasth gas pipeline, and I was working for Andhra. There we have Bhagyanagar gas pipeline, right? So we used to call representative of these pipelines. They stay with us till the time fiber deployment process is completed. Okay, so this is how like so much planning, involvement of, because any project will be successful by involvement of people, right? So multiple and trust this thing, government is really working very hard. They actually so I'll tell you the importance of government once we are at the disaster management, because I have seen live cyclones and how smart city and government employees, they work during cyclone times, how data is collected, how fast actions are allocated, and how fast people are evacuated from the areas. So fiber piece, green is the major city. So normally major pipelines, it's just like a it's just like a water pipeline. The main pipe of the water is having more volume capacity, then it will go to a small street like orange, this will have a less capacity. And then finally I have a, you can see, if you can see the yellow lines, right, these yellow lines, they are further again of small capacity going to the last mile houses. Okay, this we normally call as a last mile. So the green one normally government likes. So if you have ever seen optical fiber, it's just as thin as your hair strand. You touch your hair strand and it is as thin as this. Okay, and the green one normally we keep it, okay, this is a 96 core or maybe 192 core or 144 core. So one single fiber has so many fibers. Okay, and then if I'll go further down the streets, the orange one, this could be 48 fiber. Okay, then if I'll further go to the yellow, this could be 24 fiber. Okay, bit thinner. And then after this last mile fiber, a switch is connected to this fiber, and then I'll connect my elements. What are the elements? It could be Wi-Fi, it could be, you will start from here, right? It could be your smart light, it could be our traffic lights. Okay, it could be our emergency control boxes, it could be our Wi-Fi, it could be VMDs, they are very much important. VMDs, variable messaging display. Okay, and finally our environmental sensors. Okay, so some of the and there are smart poles. If you'll see this number 3, this is smart pole. Smart pole means where single pole. See, I cannot put poles across all the cities, right? Across entire city and flood it with the poles. So we used to have smart poles where multiple elements are deployed on the poles. Okay, so this I have spoken on the on the scenario where media is wired. Okay, now let's go to the wireless medias. Now, applications like smart parking, okay, where I have deployed the parking sensors. So parking sensor is nothing but a small device, is actually buried under the ground, is chiseled actually, and it will see whether parking lot is vacant or not, and it will give entire information to the command control center. Okay, so you see the data which is used by this parking sensor, or maybe the data which is used by the traffic light to tell me, okay, this is the voltage consumption, and this is the night time. Please increase the capacity of the light up to 80%. And now, okay, sun has started rising. Now, please, keep it reducing up to maybe 60%, 50%, 40%, 20%, and slowly it will automatically off. So the data which is sent to command control center is barely in kilobytes. Okay, so I can go on the wireless mediums. So here comes the IoT technologies. So we have spoken on 2 medias, right? One is the electrical media. One is the fiberized media, where application consumption is more, and second one is the wireless media. Okay. Now let's quickly go through the components. Okay. So this fiber is connected to all the city components, which is sending data to the command control center. Okay, now let's see how command control center looks like. Again, there's a lot of planning which goes. We need to see whether electricity consumption is nearby, where I have to put the DG, diesel generators, and then cooling is very much mandatory for a command control center. And then in this figure you will see specialized interiors are required for the command control center, because I have to put a video screen where all the cameras, they will be monitored, okay, by the city authority. And city authorities in close, they are working with the police department also, because these cameras are not just simplified cameras, they are empowered with the analytics. Okay, and in these analytics, a lot of things are there, like if somebody has snatched your chain, okay, it will tell, and you and a victim has told, okay, he has he was wearing a red cap, he was having yellow bag. So I can simply put these parameters on command control center and see which camera is capturing a person with a red hat and yellow bag. Okay, so it will quickly identify, and sometimes analytics are so powerful, they will also give you the track. Okay, this is the camera 1 he has gone through, this is the camera 2 it has gone through, and every camera is mapped to SHO of police station, right, along with the timings, night shift, day shift. So whenever operator in this command control center, he's seeing, okay, there is some so I'll give you one live example. There was one camera which was installed at a DMHO, district medical head office. Okay, this is a kind of a civil hospital, and a kid was stolen from that hospital, and with the help of camera we were able to recover. Okay, this is the lady who has stolen the kid, this is the path she has traveled to from this camera, and then she has gone to this particular place, and that's how police spotted this thing. And so camera is a very powerful thing. We normally see cameras, we normally undermine them, but with the help of analytics they are very powerful thing. Now so this is how optical fiber cable is deployed, right? Underground thing. And so this is deployment of the smart lights. And for every smart light, there is a parameter called lux. Okay, light intensity. In light intensity, we have to see there's a particular lumen which is to be there, and it is automatically controlled with sunset and sunrise. So in the traditional times, municipal corporation people, they used to go switch on and off the lights. Okay, one person is deputed for that. But now they have the luminosity sensors which will automatically put it off and put it on based on the sunrise and sunset. Okay. Second thing, if suppose my light is shining at 100 watts and it is shining at 100% of its capacity, what we'll do in the night time, when traffic is when the roads are vacant, okay, no vehicle movement is very less, so after 11 p.m. we put a condition that, okay, these lights should glow only up to 20% of its capacity in order to save the light. And whenever a motion is detected, 45 feet before the light, it will automatically detect the motion and glow up to capacity of 70%, 80%, or full of its capacity, whatever we'll decide. So see how much energy savings we are doing. And these statistics can be seen live on the command control center. And then we'll put up a case that, okay, in a day, in a particular night, we are saving this much light. In a 15 days, we are saving this much light, and monthly and then yearly. This is how we show the savings. So this we have already told, right? Integration of IoT. Now one more thing, along with the cameras, there is a toll-free number which is given. Okay, so people can call from anywhere. So we are not only relying upon camera or any. So ECB, there is a thing called ECB, emergency call box. Okay, emergency call box has a camera as well as a voice thing. It's like we have seen STD PCO booths during our old times, right? So in ECB, a person can just press a person if he's in trouble, and they can simply do a video call to a command control center and see the benefits, see the use of, see how this ECB is useful. So when I was working for one of the cities, okay, on the Friday night, some girls were coming back from the hostel to their hometown. Okay, and there were a lot of complaints coming up that there are some mischievous elements, okay, troubling the girls who are coming from the college late night from the hostel. So we have placed these ECBs. See, a police person cannot be at every place at every time, right? So normally they also see the statistics and they put a lot of brain in this. So the surveys were done with the police, and then such kind of use cases were identified that, okay, here we have to put the ECB. So whenever somebody's in trouble, some girl or any chain snatching, any XYZ thing is there, any bag is stolen. So we are not only relying upon the cameras, emergency call boxes are there where we can put a two-sided video call. Okay, and you simply press the button and you are connected to the operator in the command control center. Okay, so this is how these are very useful and powerful cases. So fiber, I have already told you. Now let's come to the wireless media, long range. This is called LoRa, okay, long range media. So long range, what happens for the low bandwidth consumptions? Okay, what we do, we used to do a heat map. Heat map, it is nothing like we have seen telecom towers, right? In telecom towers, normally we see that okay, a telecom tower can give up to can cover up to area of 2.5 kilometers based on the frequency which it is set, which is set on the tower. So before selection of that, where should I put up this long range pole? It is almost 10 to 15 meters height of the pole. A lot of planning is done, water bodies are seen, vegetation is seen, so that signal is not obstructed. Okay, and then we see that okay, I have to put this long range antenna on 10 places to cover the entire city, or maybe at 15 places. Okay, so a network drive is done, and then these locations are finalized for covering the pan city. Okay, the good thing with LoRa antenna or IoT antenna is that I need not to dig the road again and again. Okay, once, so on the top of the 15-meter antenna, if you'll see, it is a very small device which has like a range up to 10 to 15 kilometers. Okay, so once my device is installed, okay, it is covering up to 10 kilometer of the radius. And then in future, whatever smart IoT devices I am putting, okay, it could be smart light, it could be my parking sensors, it could be my solid waste management bins. Okay, wherein a sensor is put on the top of the bin, and whenever a bin is getting filled, it will directly tell to the communication guy that this bin is getting filled, is getting filling with the waste. Kindly go and collect this. It will also tell route to the driver. Sorry, that this is the route you have to travel to in order to pick the garbage. So the smart light I have already told, right? LEDs and how they work. Based on the motion, it will see that a vehicle is coming, and now we have to now we have to see, you can see the pattern, right? It will automatically again dim down when vehicle is gone, and it will again glow whenever vehicle is there. So this is how like a smart light will go. And then so again there are two elements which are getting captured over here, rather three elements. Okay, first one is the traffic light. So traffic light, you might have seen like a camera is there with most of the traffic lights these days. Okay, and what these cameras do, so first thing you will see red light violation detection. Okay, red light violation detection. If you happen to be in Ahmedabad, Gujarat, or in Delhi, normally what they do, there is a stop line in front of every camera, and if you cross that line, when the light is red, it means you have violated the red light, and a challan will be delivered to your home place. Okay. Second one is automatic number plate recognition. This is normally put because whose challan I have to deduct. So every red light violation detection is equipped with automatic number plate recognition also. It will see your number plate and send the challan automatically. Okay. Now the last thing is adaptive traffic control system. This is very good. So say I am at signal 1, I am at signal 2. Okay. The camera at signal 1, it will see how much traffic is coming. Okay. From the say from the right side, and then it will, because they are connected with the fiber or wired media, it will automatically tell to the second signal that this much traffic is coming. Okay, if the traffic is huge traffic is coming, what it will do, it will increase the time of the green light automatically, and if traffic is less, okay, it will increase the time of the red light accordingly. So this is how adaptive traffic control system works. Then this was the ECV, the red color box I was referring to, right? So people can speak two-side audio and one-side video. Okay. Now, next thing is very important, public address system. See, this is this is one of the most useful equipments and devices I have used after cameras. So we were doing one deployment in a cyclone prone area. It was a coastal city. Okay. And IMD, Indian Meteorological Department, One more thing I missed, I remember because of this IMD, we have this command control center. The feed to command control center is also coming by the meteorological department. So there are private services like, things. So there are some organizations which have put their own weather stations. Okay, and you can subscribe the services. So along with the IMD, you can also take, so IMD is one data input, and second data input is private services wherein they have put their weather stations and they will send all the telemetry to you. Okay, so we were given an alert that in Bay of Bengal at this particular spot, one cyclone is getting built up. Okay, and it is moving towards the city at this much pace, and within maybe span of so we were aware, like span of 16 to 17 hours, it will be falling on the land, on the coast with this much speed. Okay, so now our job was to announce to the citizens that, okay, on this particular time, this particular date, you have to stay away from the coast. Okay, and so when this cyclone was happening, lot of coordination was required. Okay, coordination between police, coordination with the electricity department. Okay, what happens in cyclone? First thing first, there is a lot of danger that any tree is falling on the electricity line, and this could be dangerous when because in cyclone, I have physically seen cyclone. You cannot withstand. Okay, the wind is coming on the speed, so maximum what I have seen is 60 to 65 kilometers per hour of the speed. Rain is also coming. So whenever tree is falling on electricity and electric line, okay, your entire system is gone. People are, anybody passing from nearby is in danger. So these cameras will help you out to see, okay, this tree is falling, and you can also announce through public address that don't use this particular road if you are reaching back to your home, because there's a tree fallen on the road. Okay, so change your route and go to your home accordingly. So this is very helpful. Second thing, in coastal cities, to fisherman, you have to announce. See, fisherman, catching fish is occupation, right? That's his job. So normally it is very tough. You have to be very proactive. You have to be very proactive to tell people that please don't go for fishing during the cyclone time. Okay, so this is how the system works. Next is like this I have already told, surveillance cameras. So some cameras are also equipped with a facial recognition system. Okay, and this works very intelligently. Facial recognition system is actually mapped with the police database for the criminals. Okay, so what happens if police is coming to us that this is the face of the criminal? Okay, we will feed it in our command control center, and if you will see anybody who matching with the face, who is near police station, which is near railway station, or on the city exits, city entries, or on the bus stops, or near some school, near some bank, or some markets are only made for jewelry. Some markets, sometimes we have money laundering from the money looting from the petrol pumps. Right, so these face recognition system are very much helpful, and then they are also empowered with the analytics, like I told you, right? A person wearing red cap, yellow bag, some analytics are so powerful, they are also able to detect whether the person is male or female. Okay, so these are the things when it comes to surveillance. Okay, so we have different type of cameras. One is fixed camera, where this is fixed, and one is PTZ. You can pan, tilt, zoom, 360 degree, right? Sometimes numbers are blur, you are not able to read the vehicle's number, so you go and zoom, right? And you can set up the frequency from command control center. Okay, you can set up the frequency that, okay, after this much seconds, it has to turn another 10 degree, or you can fix that angle also. Okay, so next, as I said, solid waste management. This is again so we have volume based sensors. A sensor is deployed on top of the bin, and that's how it is also integrated with the corporation waste collection vehicle, so that he will not go and check every bin whether it is filled or not. A proper in the morning and in evening, a proper route is defined for him. Okay, that you have to follow this route to collect maximum of the bins and to save the fuel also. Okay, so this is how this solid waste management system works. And now see the benefit of this IoT technology. I cannot go and put fiber right on the sensor for the solid waste management bins. So here comes the use of the IoT, the LoRa I was telling. So the good thing with IoT antenna, LoRa antenna, is that if it is deployed once, it will take care of almost 10 kilometers of the radius, irrespective of the fact if your bins are moving, not moving. Again, the GPS are also sometimes empowered with the LoRa technology. I need not to insert SIM. Say if a corporation has 50 vehicles, right, for the waste collection, we cannot. So this is a hefty job to take 50 SIMs and then pay 50 bills. Okay. So this consolidation is again saved by help of technology. Okay. So let's move smart parking. So again, this is also LoRa based parking. Okay. The boom barrier, it is integrated. The boom barrier is integrated with the data, whatever is coming from the parking sensor. Okay. And so this is also this is totally dependent on the depends on the end authority, whether they want whether they want to charge this as a service from the citizens, or they want to keep it free. Okay. So this is totally depending on the corporation. So normally what cities do, they go in a phase-wise manner. Okay, first month could be free, and then they start charging depending on the citizens, how they react. Again, consultation is done for this purpose also. This is again very important thing, right? So like as I was telling, variable messaging display. This is again a powerful tool for the information dissemination by the government to the citizens. Okay. Again, during cyclone days, this is of very much use. You write it, in very big fonts that, okay, cyclone is predicted on this particular date, this particular time, don't go ahead, or there is a school ahead, please slow down your speed. And this is also used. See, the government is very proactive, right? We have polio drops dates, right? So they are installed in major parks, okay, near the bus stations, near the railway stations, so that people can see. Okay, these are the dates of the polio drops, you please go to the hospital. Or sometimes like we have, so during COVID also, there were vaccination centers and quarantine shelters. So those lists of the nearby area of this VMD, they were also deployed. So see like how useful they are to the citizens. Okay. So this was the disaster management thing I was telling. This was the disaster management thing where weather alerts are getting shared. Okay. Now another thing, see how any corporation runs. This is very important. This is very important because see, normally we keep on saying I have to pay so much tax. I have to, this, that, lot of taxes we are paying, and then we are saying that, okay, this is too much, this is too much. So how any corporation runs, see, or any government for that matter, they collect taxes. Okay, they collect taxes so that they can give the services. Just a minute, please. Yeah, sorry. So they collect taxes. Yeah, so they collect taxes and then they give services. So tax collection is very important for any government entity to give the services back to the citizens. Okay, so there is a ERP module which is again integrated with the command control center, which will tell you these are the top 10 property tax defaulters, these are the top 10 vacant land tax defaulters, so that corporation can align a particular surveyor or particular collection guy to take these to take the taxes, so that taxes can be collected on time and services can also be given on time, right? This I have already told, citizen centric communication. So this is the LoRa heat map. If you'll see, this is how heat map looks like. A proper planning is done that if I'll put a pole, how much area I'm catering to. Okay. This is the fiber map. Okay, so like with this I think I have completed the smart city piece. Now let's come down to So I'll speak bit on cyber security piece. See, this is getting very important because the way governments are working, the international, I would say the wars, previously we had physical wars, then come, bio wars like this. And then if you have heard about anthrax and all that, and then today we are hearing cyber wars, right? Cyber wars. So what is happening? Cybersecurity is of extreme importance. If somebody has heard, was following a news article that one of the government organization was asked for ransomware, right? So we need to be very proactive in terms of cyber security, and because see, previously, if you have seen how antivirus work, there are defined threats. Okay, and if somebody is trying to reach out to your system, what it does, it actually try to reach out to your system. What your antivirus does, your antivirus tries to see whether this is in my threat database or not. If it is not in the threat database, okay, it will simply bypass that threat. And even if it will stop the threat, people have become so intelligent these days that the hacker community is so intelligent that there's something called advanced threats. What they do, they attack your system not to harm you, but to see how do you react back, how are you trying to save yourself. So they will see, okay, this is the, if I'm attacking in a this way, this is how they will stop. If I'm attacking in a this way, this is how it will stop. So then they formulate a new technology, new thing, the new mechanism, the new technology to counter you. So this has become like, this is of extreme importance. And why I was coming to that, why I touched that topic, because from I personally, like, it's again a personal thing. I personally see there's a lot of career opportunities which are there in this field. And second thing is IoT. IoT is also gaining a lot of traction. With Python being there, okay, we have like a lot of programming languages, and so because people are also getting tech savvy, right? Somebody need to understand the potential behind the use case, okay, and then one can put up his mind. So these days I personally see like a lot of career options are available. Provided, like, only thing which is required is passion. So I think we are just 5 minutes short of the time. So if anything is there or anybody has anything to ask for, so we can go for that. Yeah.
I
Okay.
believe it was heavy with so much of information and so much of architectures. So what I was listening, and I think that it is going to take a bit of time to digest all those things, but it was a very rich content, and like even I was very excited to listen the whole architecture. So many a times, like the audience we have is mostly from academics, so theoretically we see the things, and we study things, and few things we are able to experiment practically. But here we got the like complete practical exposure, that how the architecture is being designed from your experience. So that was quite enhancing. And like for me also, there were so many terminologies which were new. So again, it was exciting to know them, and what I feel to read about them was will be like homework for me at least. So yes.
So like I think this is a very good like initiative that has been that is started, and like trust me, and I don't know like how many people are there in the audience, but the way, we see in academics and the way actually things happen on the ground, there's a lot of difference. And I would personally recommend, right, if you are, see, because every one of us has a responsibility towards our younger ones, right? Whatsoever be your age group, there must be somebody who is younger to you, right? And of course to your elder ones also. But I would especially see that the way things work, if you are already in like if somebody is already working somewhere, okay, they can take their younger ones and expose them, give them maximum exposure at the young age, right? This will
Yes,
really
yes.
help them to see things from different perspective and try experimenting. Okay, because keep on trying experimenting, trust me. There is an age to risk, there is an age to do experiments, right? After a certain age, you are having liabilities, you are having some obligations which will make you feel obligated. But I think age is the most important thing. I still regret that during my academic days I could not learn coding. I'm not a very much good coder. So what I personally feel, and one of my boss, my ex mentors, he is almost 53 plus, and he has just learned Python. Okay, and he's trying to do some new things with the technologies, with the sensors and IoT. So it is really like, so I'm not saying like age is not a bar, but still sooner you start, the more beneficial it will be to you as well as to the society.
Right, right. That's true. That's true. And this is what, at the age of when we are graduating. So there's so many questions, so many queries that what to do, what not to do, what to learn, what not to learn. So I think this was one of the best example that at the age of 53, still that kind of enthusiasm and that kind of like an urge to learn something new. So yes, I do completely agree, and I believe all the audience here now you are getting a, a vision that learning is something which always continues, like it never stops.
Correct. So Kushalji, like if something is there, anything, anybody has any question or any particular thing, like we can go in multiple details. They can like you can take it through my email, you can share, and my number you can also share, like we can have that discussion.
All right, that's really great. So yes, so we have no queries in the chat box. So we have thanks messages. So I would also like to thanks once again Vikramji for taking out time and helping us with this particular concept, because this is what is getting implemented. And as a citizens also, we are trying to basically we are expecting that yes, we should also be a part of smart cities, and government is also trying, and companies are also supporting government in the same thing. So I once again thank Vikramji and the whole audience who very patiently is listening and would be listening, as this is a recorded session. So they would be listening. Over to Siyog.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Kushal sir. And on behalf of Indeed Inspiring Infotech, I thank Vikram sir for this important session, important and informative session. I also thank all the participants and audience on YouTube for joining us for this session. So I conclude this session. Thank you.
Thank you everybody.